Nö.
Okay.
Ach doch. Jetzt. Musste die Kamera ein bisschen drehen, dann ging's.
Ah, okay. Was war's?
Eine winzige Perle. Cool.
Du brennst.
Was? Achso, ja. Ich habe gerade mal so einen Stab gebaut. Weil damit kann ich nämlich, Hatsching! Weißt du?
Ja, Arschleckenfeuerwerk.
Okay. Was ist mit der Katze da, hä?
What's all this ruckus? Sounded worse than a dozen tomcats fighting over the world's last mackerel. Ah, but I see we've suffered another orc landing. And judging by the relative ease with which it was dispatched, I can only come to one conclusion. Source hunters have arrived in Sicil. You're as welcome as a glass of cooled milk on a hot day, my friend. I'm Ahu, at your service. It was I who requested your presence in this troubled city. So you were, and so you weren't. Behold! There we are. Meet my other half, hunter. Ha ha! No need to look so flabbergasted. I may be a wizard rife with tricks and guile, but I assure you my plea is an earnest one. So, now that the cat is out of the bag, let us turn to the matter of Councillor Jake's murder. It's hard to put my finger on it, but I can feel in my very whiskers that sorcery was at play. Visit the scene of the crime, and I'd bet sardines for salad you'll say the same. Captain Aureus, though, the local commander of the Legion, insists I'm seeing ghosts. I insist he's blind to all but the undead. Jake was murdered in a downstairs room of the King Crab Inn, up in Sicil proper. The Legion keeps it under lock and key, though, so you'll need Aureus's permission should you want to have a peek.
Okay, wir müssen erst diesen Aureus anquatschen, damit wir die Erlaubnis haben, da hinzukommen.
So there are, or rather, there is. Popular opinion has it his wife did the deed, but to be frank, I have my doubts. She seems a likely candidate, to be sure, but that would make her a sorceress. Esmeralda knows how to charm, yes, but I just don't see her magic extend beyond a frolicsome look and wink. Still, don't simply take my word for it, Hunter. It may be well worth your while to cross-examine her yourself. The Legion has her under guard in her shop near the town square. That's where you'll find poor Jake's widow. A human, you say? Truly? But that would be like a kitten leading a wolf pack. And yet, I have heard rumors about a sect of sorts, a shadowy set of worshippers that associate even with orcs. Some say they're sorcerers, but people will say that about anyone who behaves a bit strangely nowadays. I don't quite know what to make of this news, but thank you for informing me. It'd be foolish to dismiss such a curious event out of hand. Ah, the undead. They've been clawing their way out of the ground for 2 years now. And for 2 years, the stalemate between them and the living has been dragging on at a weary pace indeed. The Legion did a good job keeping them at bay, but I think it's fair to say that without my magic-infused ballistae, they'd have gotten the better of us by now. Someone is responsible for the outbreak. Necromancers are at work, but who are they and where do they hide? Alas, that searching for them is like searching for a single louse in a lion's mane. Unfortunately, that is absolutely correct. The Orc siege is yet another hairball stuck in this city's already choking throat, and it shows no signs of abating. There's nothing of interest along the waterfront, except for a set of caves with an unfavorable reputation. Maybe they're after some pirate's treasure, the fools. Oh, but that's not a trick. It's a blessing. Or does it surprise you that I enjoy taking a feline guise? Such magic is a gift, Hunter. To tread upon the realm of instinct. Even articulate speech, perhaps humanity's greatest asset, cannot give expression to something so inextricably innate. To be out in the night, to stalk on silent paws and hunt with only the moon as your witness. You couldn't possibly imagine the thrill. But of course, it's handy to speak in more than meows. And I couldn't brew potions or make machines without opposable thumbs. This I freely admit. Let's just say I have found a way to enjoy the best of 2 worlds. I'm glad we've met, Source Hunter. And I'm certain we have a lot more to talk about. Feel free to visit me whenever you want. I've set up a workshop in the Legion's headquarters. Once you're there, just take the stairs, but do pay a visit to Aureus first. He may bark like a beagle with its tail stuck in the door, but you won't get very far in your investigation without speaking to the de facto leader of Sicil. And with that, I bid you adieu, Hunter. Adieu and good luck. May your enemies prove to be mere mice, and you the dauntless mouser.
Sects, undead, orcs. Oh, looks like we have our work cut out for us. At least we won't be bored. How about we go see that Aureus chap Arhu mentioned?
Ja, würde ich sagen.
Jo.
Gehen wir mal rein hier in die Bude. In die Butze. Oh, hier liegt Kohle drin. Sehr schön. Nehme ich. Achso, jetzt musst du aufpassen mit den Sachen mitnehmen. Ah, da sind noch ein paar Fässer, die man durchsuchen kann. Da gefunden.
Aber auch gut, Holzkisten kannst du suchen, wie du lustig bist, interessiert keine Socke.
Komm nicht an die Tür ran.
Greatest warriors in Rivellon can't cross a rope.
Verdammt.
Guten Tag, ich bin von Zoll, ich muss hier mal die Waren kontrollieren.
Ja, ich suche gerade den Pier. Ach, guck mal, hier ist einer, mit dem du quatschen kannst. Am Schiff. Mit dem kannst du alle quatschen. Ne? Der Konrad ist hier.
Oh, nothing new, sir. Zombies, skeletons, you know the story.
Und was erzählt er?
Ahoy, sailor! Are you enjoying the fresh winds of Sicil? Name's Conrad. Cargo trader, sea captain, an expert in all things nautical. Those orcs must be out of their barbarous minds launching an attack on a city where a great wizard... I'll tell you, the only time I'd...
Wow. Hat er richtig was erzählt. Ich bin der und die Orks sind ganz schön wagemutig und fertig. So ungefähr.
Yes, sir. As fine a specimen as one of their stock, sir.
So ein Ofen. Ich brauche eine Mikrowelle.
We need more help, or she's lost.
Dann kann ich die sizilianische Fischpastete herstellen. Ah, hier ist ein Wegpunkt.
So, ich habe das Schiff mal gelöscht.
Ah, okay. Sehr gut.
Was kriege ich jetzt dafür? Undankbares Pack. Setz mal wieder in Brand.
Na ehrlich, mach mal. Lager aus Tor.
Oder macht der da jetzt...
Freeze? Will you please turn your phrases elsewhere?
Okay, im Lager darfst du nichts durchsuchen. Das wird Ärger. Verdammt. Warum denn?
Away from there, you pilferer. That room is good. But do not. This is a storing house for Legion supplies.
Ja komm, machst du jetzt das Seil hier weg, dass ich an die Kiste komme? Nein.
Habe ich auch schon probiert.
And I, Sergeant Courteous, have been courteous is my name.
Oh, der findet mich unsympathisch.
Salutation.
Warum?
Source hunters, I see. Courteous
Direkt
is my name.
draufhauen.
The Legion.
Hätte ich machen können, aber es stehen ein paar viele Legionäre. Und Fischhaufen. Sehr geil. Erstmal Fischklemp. Noch mehr Fischis. Und krass, was man alles in der Kiste findet, ey. So, da habe ich direkt wieder was für dich gefunden. Übergeben.
Aber nicht so viel übergeben.
Ja, ich habe da so Giftpfeile gefunden und so. Ich glaube, das ist eher was für dich. Ich mag das ja richtig, wenn du in RPGs irgendwo in eine Stadt kommst, da kannst du erstmal, weiß ich wie lange was zu tun. Wir sind erst am Hafen, wir sind noch gar nicht in der Stadt. Moin. Ah, hier kommen sie in die Stadt. Ah, hier ist die Stadt, okay. Themaladen. Liebesopfer geschlossen. Toll. Da ist ein, hier vorne ist. Ah, hier ist der Tatort hier vorne direkt, okay. Osten, Stadtzentrum. Also müssen wir wahrscheinlich noch im Osten. Das stimmt ja mit dem Schaf nicht.
What's
Das
this?
klang wie
Freunde,
ein
was ist das für ein Schaf? Was?
The earth here seems to have been freshly fertilized and aerated. Obviously, someone has taken great care to maintain this gravesite.
Ist.
Ach
No, that
ja.
would be an insult to the dead.
Wir haben ja Schaufeln.
You can't insult what's not alive to be offended. I say we dig. All right, we'll do it your way.
As you prepare to break ground, you gaze at the dirt beneath your feet
Ja, Hauptsache herzlos
once more.
+1.
All right, time to get digging. Here's hoping we find something worthwhile.
You plunge your shovel into the earth.
Ich wusste, dass das passiert.
Ja.
Wird der sein. Das Problem ist, du kannst alle Gräber aufgraben, wenn du eine Schaufel hast. Ich weiß auch, dass wir nachher eins aufgraben müssen. Das weiß ich auch. Aber du hast oft, ach scheiße, das müssen wir ganz scheiße nochmal machen. Oh Mann.
What?
Ja,
Okay, wir
komm,
sollten noch
einfach.
speichern
But
zwischendurch.
you're as
Dann muss ich
so
los.
you were. There we are. So now it's hard. Captain or Jake was so there are. She still don't simply a human, and yet I don't quite. The Liege. Some there's nothing of interest along the waterfront, except a human, and yet I don't quite. The Liege. Someone is unfortunate. We've caught. There's nothing of interest. Oh, but that's such to be up. But of course, I'm glad we've. Once you're there, and with that.
Undead? Orcs? Looks like I have my work cut out for me. My kingdom for a dry shirt!
Sachen einsacken, die man so gefunden hat. Weil ein paar Sachen waren auf jeden Fall dabei, die gut sind.
Shiver me timbers, it's living me heels.
said to him, I said myself, if I don't start earning...
Ich glaube, bevor wir dann in die Stadt gehen, speichere ich dann einmal.
Ja,
Wir werden nicht nochmal machen müssen hier. Jetzt sind sogar zwischendurch andere Sachen da drin. Jetzt nach dem Laden. Ich habe gerade zum Beispiel in der einen Kiste, wo ich vorhin dran war, einen Dietrich gefunden. Oder sind nur mehr Angeln? Wo ich immer noch nicht weiß, wie das funktionieren soll, aber... Ja, schon wieder gefunden. Fackelbomben kann man, da habe ich schon wieder was für dich. Was für dich. Was für dich.
I can't even smell the sea air over this rock.
So, bist du schon oben in der Stadt? Nee, ne? Ne, doch. Ist er schon? Da ist er schon in der Stadt.
Slimy, reeking, rotting sea garbage.
Kurz speichern.
Say, no one's around. You wouldn't raise a fuss if I, borrowed one of these fish, would you?
Borrow indeed. I'll sooner meet a cat wizard than see that merchant repaid.
Come now, I'll be good for it, I swear! Oh, my story's tired by now. I was happy enough, prosperous enough, before these lean times around Sicil began. Still, that doesn't waive a man's need to eat, you know. I never would have dreamt of resorting to petty theft during better times, but what choice have I got now? So what do you think? Should I snag a
That merchant has to eat too, you know. Leave the fish alone.
Quiver in their mouldy
Wunderschön,
boots.
Bernd.
Yes, you know what they say about giving a man a fish. This man should learn to stand on his own 2 feet.
I suppose you've got a point. Another day, another rumbling belly. Moral's never fed a hungry man, you know.
That thief is free for now, but I wonder how long it'll be until his growling belly seduces him back onto the crooked path. Thank you for making that would-be thief see reason. I only hope your instruction lasts. The last thing the plagued people of Sicil need is a thief among them.
Watch the undead quiver in their moldy boots.
Hängst du da gerade irgendwo fest?
Nö, wieso? Warum sollte ich festhängen?
Nö, weil du bei mir halt hier gegen den Pfosten rennst.
Ne, ich bin gerade im Tagebuch drin und guck gerade.
Achso, okay.
Ja, Bernd, alles gut. Und bei dir? Anführer in Sicht, sagt er die ganze Zeit. Captain Jack ist hier. Hier ist der Captain Jack. Hier in der Mitte. Oh, ein Pfeilmacher. Kann man die verkaufen? Gemüsehändler? Verzauberin? Hey ho, Captain Jack.
Sehr schön.
Those scallywags heard there be silver in the Lacula mines, and they abandoned ship like the lily-livered turkeys they are. Haven't seen them since the day we docked.
Get it while it's fresh. This batch is only hours from the sea. Aaron has as many friends as...
Sauce hunters, eh? All right, prop. If you've got a favourite sheep, best to fry her up now before she gets thieved in the night like me dear plump ogget. Now that the herd's gone, old Bertie's just scratching by like a hen till the next batch of beasties comes through. I recently sold most of the tender loves to a trader heading north. Plenty of business that way these days. Those miners must be preparing for a mighty great feast. Wish I could have a nibble on my dear darlings, all ground and spiced. Yes. Oh, Ogget's been missing for more than a fortnight. I love that sheep, you know. Was planning to cook her into a fine midwinter night haggis myself. Do tell me if you hear anything about her. I plan on pursuing whoever stole her with my cleaver in hand.
Divinity ist ein Rollenspiel. Ein RPG. Wo man zu zweit spielen kann. Und den neuen Teil kann man zu viert spielen sogar. Und ich spiele jetzt mit Charlie zusammen hier.
Hi, hi.
Eines der besten RPGs, die es gibt tatsächlich. Haben wir nicht irgendwo was? Wer ist er denn hier?
Ah, hello, proportionate one. Oh, I can see from the symmetry in your face that you are a great fan of the fine arts, no? I'm a painter by trade, as you can see, but a cartographer at heart. You might think there isn't enough work for one of my talents in a downtrodden city like Sicil, and you'd be quite right. I travel around Andervale, mastering my craft and finding new subjects to add to my litany of lovely portraits and complex maps. Like this rooster I'm working on now, and the landscape that surrounds.
Ja. Haus der Heilung. Was ist das denn hier? Erstmal gucken.
So, which of you is more deserving of life? Come, make your case.
Alles klar. Hier steht erstmal eine Streckbank.
But if if one were to reduce the quantity of skull dust by a percentage of 2, perhaps the stability could be increased by as much as 3-fold.
Oh, a source hunter. Imagine that. Quite a bit more petite than the last of your kind I encountered, aren't you? Yes, but no matter. Even if it couldn't spare its heartiest specimen, I'm sure the Order sent the individual with the next highest probability of success. Yeah? Me? Why, I'm more than a little surprised you haven't heard of me. Perhaps I can jog your memory. It was I who cured the Duchess of Arata of her unslakable thirst. A simple pinch of Atropa belladonna in her morning tea. I who discovered that aging itself can be halted by a single application of Cicuta Douglasii on the tongue. Not to mention that it's been my guidance that has permitted my apprentice Evelyn to make quite a name for herself around Sicile of late. Yes. If that's how we're referring to the secretive use of a revolutionary healing method she refuses to share with her own master. She's in the other room as we speak. Perhaps you can prevail upon her to offer a demonstration. She's gotten hold of a stone, supposedly capable of fantastic feats of healing, but she won't let me take the briefest look at it. But she claims to have gotten the relic from a little northern town, Silverglen by name, and that an abbot there blessed it with the power to heal. Utter rubbish, I say. But with these blasted undead haunting the travel routes, I can hardly march up to Silverglen to learn the truth myself.
Es könnte gut sein, dass da die Olle ist, die diesen Stein hatte vorhin. Weil da sagt er gerade, die hat einen Stein, womit die Leute heilen kann. Die haben ja einen Stein aus dieser Gruft geklaut.
I expect you'll be a very successful healer in her own right when the time comes. She is learning from the best, after all.
Certainly, what would you like to know? The counsellor, terrible loss that. Though we were hardly more than acquaintances, I knew him to be a devoted civil servant. From what I can tell, it seems to be a simple case of jealousy turned violent. The affairs of his wife, Esmeralda, were hardly a secret, you know. I've applied myself to that problem for 2 years and still haven't come a step closer to solving it. I declare it an act of the Almighty's, if I believed in such things. Some events, Source Hunter, can be neither controlled nor understood by mere men.
Das ist, Bernd, das ist auch eins der...
Nothing sets me on edge like inexplicable magic.
Das ist auch eins der besten RPGs, die es gibt.